Good morning, everyone. Welcome on back to the channel. Hope that you're doing great. Hope you're feeling well. Let's go ahead and move off of Rocky Raccoon into the next track off the White Album, which is going to be Don't Pass Me By. We're going to go ahead and move on into the track, talk about it a little bit after. And can I tell you one thing before we get into it? Speaking of passing me by, I'm just saying, not everybody is a great driver. Like, down here we have like a bunch of people on like dirt bikes and motorcycles that are like just popping wheelies on the highway and stuff. I'm just like, what are you doing? If it's an empty road when there's no one around, I don't really care. But like in like 5 o'clock traffic, like just calm down, just calm down. Anyways, let's get into the track. We'll talk about it after. Let's go. I like how that production came in very full after that. Little jig on the side. Best not to jump to conclusions. I love that constant violin playing throughout this whole track. It really adds a certain characteristic into the nature of this, and especially coming off of Rocky Raccoon, it's a perfect segue, stylistic change. We're still getting into this, I don't know, honky-tonk folk. That's what I'm going to call this. This is honky-tonk folk with that piano, the violin playing throughout, which is absolutely wonderful. And I see here on this track, it's actually going to be Ringo, who seems to be kind of taking lead here as he's singing, obviously playing drums, and handling the piano and some of the extra percussion there. McCartney on the guitar and bass, and then Jack Fallon, which I definitely read that as Jimmy Fallon, on the violin there, which I like, once again, that it's constantly playing. It's always there in the background to draw us into this particular theme, this particular place that the Beatles, specifically Ringo, has drawn up for us. I think that sounds really nice. It continues that kind of folky sound from before. I like the production especially because there's two things I like about the production here. It starts off kind of like in that faded, kind of drowned out sound, right? Then, of course, the music comes in full as it comes back around the bend. But when it does come back in full, it still maintains the heart of that kind of antiquity from before. It still feels like a very old, lost folk song that was, I don't know, recorded somehow and buried in the back of some old dusty saloon in some ghost town now abandoned. Like, it feels like an old recording from that era, from that time, from that piece of history. And I like how they brought it up to their modern times, in a sense, without losing that specific heart. I think that was really nice on the production side of things for this particular track. I also like lyrically how it's basically, you know, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting to hear your steps coming up to the door. I'm waiting for the knock on the door. That lets me know you're here. And he's like, well, I'm not hearing you. Are you passing me by? All right, don't leave me. Don't leave me. He starts to get worried. But then we get a little bit of a twist, and he says, I'm sorry that I doubted you. I was so unfair. You were in a car crash and you lost your hair. Yeah, you don't need to jump to conclusions all the time. Sometimes there's an actual reason. Sometimes there's stuff going on. So I really like how there's that little twist. And it's not a twist that's revealed at the end of the track. It's revealed near there in the middle so that we can just kind of like get past that moment and move on. Kind of, I would assume, in the same way, relationship-wise, you don't want to linger on your misjudgment. You want to, okay, I admit I was wrong. Let's kind of move on from here. It says that Starr first played the song for the other Beatles soon after he joined the group. He said he wrote it when he was sitting around at home. He was fiddling with the piano, and then if a melody comes and some words, I just have to keep going. It was a very exciting time for me, and everyone was very helpful, and recording that crazy violinist was a thrilling experiment, he says here. So yeah, really nice track. Fun to continue this theme, this kind of folky theme we have going on at this moment. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.